everyone, and welcome back to my channel. I am Nelson. You're watching H&L, and if you're new to my channel, thank you so much for stopping by. We are going to take a nice little walk around my ranch today. I haven't done this in quite a while. I've been wanting to do it for, I would say, almost a year. It feels like almost a year. So we've been doing a lot of projects around the area, so it's been kind of crazy around here, so it wasn't really worth showing you guys the place under those conditions. We still have a lot of areas that are prohibited to be shown because we're still cleaning out and there's still a lot to do. It never ends. When you have a ranch, it never ends. So I've been wanting to do this mainly because you guys have asked me to. I've gotten a lot of requests saying that, hey, you haven't shown us the ranch, you haven't walked around for a while and shown us how things are improving. And it's true, I haven't. And you know, I always forget because I'm always so concentrated with my orchids and my greenhouses that I forget that, you know, I have fruits that I grow here, I have other plants that I grow, and I have little environments I create. So I think that's worthy of showing. So without further ado, let's go do a walkabout. All right, guys, so I didn't really prep for this video. I'm just gonna wing it because I've been trying to prep for this video for the longest time, and I realized because I've been trying to prep, I haven't done the video. So let me just wing it and show you guys what I have happening. Now, on what I like to do here in my ranch, I like to create little environments under our fruiting trees, because really this was not intended to be a garden. This was actually a grove. This was my family decided to put a house here, but this was always where they grew crops. So all these trees are crop trees. They're mango. Oh, the mosquitoes didn't think this through. all the trees here are crop trees. They all give fruit. So you can see that some have mangoes. They're starting to give off the mangoes now. It's mango season's coming in. Avocado. We do have a lot of avocado trees here, and let me tell you, Florida avocados are delicious. And I'm walking this way because I'm going to turn the camera off for a second, and I'm going to put on some Skin So Soft, because I got to tell you, mosquitoes are pretty bad. This is what I like to use. I use this religiously when, look, they're flying all around me. When I come out here, because that way the mosquitoes they hate the smell of this. So if you guys are out and about, get this stuff. It's really good. All right, let's continue. So as I had shown you guys in my What's in Bloom very briefly, I created this little section here with an old screen, I don't know what you call it, it's a trellis. I don't know exactly what you call it. It's not very, it's sturdy, but it's not. If you guys see, it's kind of a little curved. But I've been putting all my Hoyas in here, and I gotta tell you, they love it. Look at all these flowers that it's giving off. This smells like roses, by the way. This smells so good, and they give off so many of these. See, it's like a beautiful vine full of roses. And as you can see, I have more environments happening here. So what I do is, whatever I buy out there that I kind of like, that looks exotic or different, I'll grow it in a pot for a while. But then if I see it's not doing too well, I'll go ahead and I'll put it next to the tree. Like, look at this one here. Look how beautiful this is. I do have a tag for this. Here, this is what this is. Philodendron plowmanii. And I added it here, and I'm like, it's still in the pot, by the way. In a red pot that I put it in. Because I thought it looked like watermelon, the leaf. You know, like the watermelon fruit. Hold on, because I don't want this to get lost. I hate taking tags out. But look how great it's doing here, guys. It's really loving the rains. So, you know, little by little, some work, some don't. This variegated philodendron elephant ear I've had for quite a while, but for some reason it has struggled in the past, but now it's finally taken on. And I think it's time. You know, you got to give them time and not to be on top of them too much. They don't really respond to that. because I was constantly trying to figure out what am I doing wrong? What am I doing wrong? And the more I try to do, the worse it got. So once I put it in here, she basically took off. And I have here I don't know what this is. I forgot the name of this, but that is a vanilla vine, vanilla orchid. This is a Cattleya chandelier that I caught some pest this summer. See? You see in there? All that. They're dry because I already sprayed it. See that? So I already put a very strong insecticide, Centifire. And oof, it's strong. It killed everything. So I'm gonna probably do another spray, just probably to this one, just to make sure I eradicate everything. But you know, during this season, you guys have to be very careful, especially people here down in South Florida, because we do get a lot of heat and heavy rains, and those rains and heat bring in a lot of thrips, scales, mealybugs, all kinds of crazy stuff. Now, this is a beautiful fern from Brazil, and my friend gave me this. It's extremely rare. You don't find these here. I think the only place I saw it was in Fairchild Gardens. Now I'll put the name underneath. I can't remember now. But he had given me like one cutting like this, right? When I first moved in here, and little by little, I didn't even know how to grow it. And I put it in that pot, in the same pot that it's in. It hardly has any medium on there. But I noticed that it grows out from the roots. It's almost like is it rabbit's foot fern? Is that what it's called? It reminds me of that. But it's a beautiful fern. Look at that, how pretty. And it's gotten massively big. Now let's see. Now I could go in the greenhouse, but I always do that in my what's in bloom. So let's just do the outside. Now I have this out here like this, so it could get more air. I could probably put it back in. But we had these black type of birds with the yellow ring around their eye. I don't know what they're called. Maybe they're called yellow ring blackbirds. And they were going and grabbing this mesh, and with their claws, they were ripping it open. So look what they do. They're trying to get in the greenhouse. So I had to close everything. They did that during nesting season. And they did all that. I was wondering, why is that ripping? I never ripped it. And then the gentleman that was helping us with the extension of the greenhouse, George, he caught the birds inside. He says, they were destroying the inside. I was like, what? I don't kill animals, but I think that almost got me to get a BB gun. I'm like, I give you a whole yard, a whole paradise, and you go in there. So anyways, here is a little trail area that we did. It's kind of unkept because, like I said, we have been busy with other projects, so a lot of things outgrow. I have to watch it because there's spiders and spider webs here. Here's a massive spider web. Okay, so here's another one. I haven't been back here, like I said. I usually keep it clean, but look at my gingers, how pretty they're blooming. I put these in pots because they weren't coming out of the ground, so it was just one, and I put them in pots, and look how many I have this time around. Now this is a whale fin. My God, I really do have to come here. I gotta call my friend Osi and Miss Teresita, so we can do a weeding party where we just order pizza, beer, and we weed out all this crap that grows in the side areas. These are my vanilla orchids, which they did bloom a lot this year. It was so pretty. They gave me some beautiful flowers, but nothing pollinated, because once it gets pollinated, that's when the pollination becomes seed pod. So we did this little area here just to sit down and relax. See? And you have this view here. You can look up. Everything is green and nature. So it's like being out in a forest. You know, sometimes, to tell you the truth, I know a lot of people like everything to be very neat, but sometimes when you have this overgrown, it gives you a feeling of the true nature, you know? As long as it's not like it's a controlled overgrown, it's fine, because this is all controlled. We don't let it get out of control. All right, let me see what else I can show you. Let's go here in the center. Here's an area that I wanted to create like an island of really cool philodendrons and begonias and gingers. So this Mickey Mouse here, funny story. I got this at Nature's Tapestry, and it was just a large Mickey Mouse ear. Maybe it was like, well, not as big as this, but it was like 2 or 3, right? And I said, I'm going to give it a chance because they always die on me. So I gave it another chance. It died on me. And then I just left the bucket there. And all of a sudden, one day I turned around and I see all these. I'm like, well, I guess you decided to multiply. That's why you ditched the other 3. So what I did was I cut a hole on the bottom, see? So you see how the roots are catching on? But that way, the plant itself doesn't fan out too much and get all lanky, because that's what I noticed in the past when I plant them. They get lanky and they get like, I don't know, they just don't do well. And I'll show you what I mean. We had to do this for our ginger, and it's doing great. It's got new growth coming outside of it, which is fine, but the wind was bending it over. Now it's now in bloom. See how it looks like a butterfly? Isn't that beautiful? They smell delicious. And this was called La Flor Mariposa, National Flower of Cuba. Look how pretty. And this is another very rare plant to find. I don't know where they sell it here in Miami. I got this as a gift from a viewer. And Nudies, if you're watching, look how pretty she's gotten. She's gotten very big. That the little tiny plant you gave me got it grew to this size. And I didn't even know how to grow this because I'm not familiar with gingers, but I figured maybe doing this, and look, it really liked to get that ring around it. It kind of just firmed it up a little bit. So now it's shooting like very, very thick canes. The trick is to keep these wet all the time. Notice how the soil is. You never want to see the soil like desert dry. And none of these, all these here, I planted. This is actually a Home Depot plant. It was a tiny thing in a basket, and look how beautiful it's getting. And it's like a vine. I don't know what that is. If anybody else on the my landscapers, when they cut the grass, all this stuff flies into the leaves. I hate it. But if you guys know what this is, let me know. And this was a gift from Mercedes. Mercedes, mira, la que me regalaste, mira qué linda está. I'm sending Mercedes a message. She is an amazing master grower. You guys, if you haven't seen her video, go see it. Mercedes, I think it's Master Grower Mercedes. There's like 3 videos, and those are the most watched videos on my channel. And I gotta tell you, she has amazing stuff. And she gave me this as a gift. And look how beautiful. I haven't taken it out of the pot because that's how I acclimate them. I want to see, because you know, I feel like if you're bringing him into a new environment, you're taking him out of a pot, you're putting him in a new, you know, ground or medium that hasn't been before, it's too much shock. So why don't you just give it one little shock by just putting it where you're going to plant it and wait a while and see how it establishes. It is just now establishing itself from like 6-7 months ago. Now is when it's looking at its best with the summer rain and all that. It's starting to acclimate. Then in the future, I could just cut the bottom of that. If I see that the roots are going below, which it hasn't started yet, I'll cut the bottom and I'll just let it grow from the pot. And eventually, once it gets very well established, you can just cut that pot and take it out. So try to stress your plants the least possible. I always say the roots are the most sensitive area of the plants, so you don't want to overstress it in any way, shape, or form. That's why sometimes I'd rather just put one pot inside another pot. You know, I know in Hawaii, a lot of growers over there, that's how they do it. They don't go into the whole dissecting of the roots, and their plants are amazing. Now, here is where I keep all my bonsai. Well, not all, I have one in there. I do have to clean. I was gonna clean before doing this, and I said, you know what, no. Show it the way it is. It's rainy season. It gets like this right away. As soon as I clean it, they grow right back out. You know, it's just the season. In the winter and fall, it's not as bad. But you know, it's not really bothering the plant at this moment. Ugh, I went right into a spider web. This one is one that is gorgeous. It wasn't, I have to cut it back a little bit. But that one was given to me by Smiley. So Smiley, if you're watching, you gave me this 3 years ago. It was small in a 4-inch pot. Look how beautiful. I finally put it in a different pot now. And it looks so authentic. I do have to cut it back a little bit, but I love it. I love it. So there's a fern, but these are all bougainvilleas. I love making bonsais out of bougainvilleas. They're so much fun. Right now, they haven't been groomed this year. Once they're groomed, they look really pretty. But I am showing you the way they look like now. So that way next time, oh, here's a better perspective. So Luíz and I, we had these pieces of wood. They were from structure in a friend of ours' home on the beach, and this is pine wood. It's that very tough wood that it takes eons to dissolve. And so they were going to get rid of it, and we're like, no, we'll take it now. If I tell you how heavy this thing is, it's like building Stonehenge. Luíz and I, we were literally balancing things, it's so heavy. It's really heavy wood. And of course I told him I want stadium seating. So he did it, we did it in stadium seating style, and it really works well in here. We like to upcycle a lot of things, you know, even though it's old and used. If you do it in an organized manner, it'll look beautiful. Aesthetically, it'll look balanced. And the beauty of it is the age of the wood. I mean, this is very old wood. So that's the beauty of it, and the fact that it has so much history, and we're reusing it for a second part of its history. Now Luíz is starting his own garden here. I told him that he knows that it's a big commitment when you do herbal, and he's doing chives and I think that's collard greens. We had collard greens at one point, and it was so good. I actually like to eat collard greens like just eating the leaf. A lot of people don't. They think it's too bitter. But when it's straight out of your garden, it's so delicious. Now this is another project. All these rings, it's a project, but it's easier during the fall than in summer because of the rain, because it just grows really fast. So I will be getting to all these and cleaning them out, because my arachnus, you barely even see it. It's doing great, but it just can't see it, and it looks terrible behind all that overgrown area. Now here where we started before the mosquito bites, I wanted to take you back here because I never show this area. This is where Luíz bags all his guavas, and he actually makes his own bags. He likes them to look like Christmas trees. So the reason for the bagging is because when they're small like this, they're still very tough and hard, the guava. But when you bag it in a mesh, like, I forgot what this is called, gossamer maybe? When you bag it in this, nothing really gets through it. So, but it still gets enough light, and the fruit grows beautifully, and it tastes incredible. But what it does is it keeps this specific, I think it's a wasp that puts a maggot inside guava. So if you guys ever see guava trees out there in the wild, and you pick the fruit and you eat it just like that, just know that you're probably eating maggots. It's not going to kill you, because I ate a lot of guava fruit when I was a kid, and I would pick it just from the tree from the backyard. But really, they all pretty much have, at least the ones I've seen here, they all have maggots, the ones we don't bag. So we bag, he bags, I don't bag. He bags a bunch of them, see? All throughout. It has, oh, look at that mosquito. Got you. Look at this, guys. He was like having a field day, but I got him. He was so drunk on my blood. So anyways, he found the one spot I didn't have that oil. The skin's so soft. So anyways, see, he has them all around. He spends sometimes days putting these bags. But the oops, I forgot there's a little piece of concrete there. The guava here is delicious. I really like it. But this is his brainchild. He planted them from seed. He grew them. He did all this himself. Now this back here, he took cuttings from my angel trumpet and he planted them in here. And look, his cuttings are doing better than the mother plant that's over there. Look at that. It's giving so many flowers. And this at night, the angel trumpet plant, oh my God, it smells so good. So if you guys ever saw a trumpet plant and didn't know this, it is very, very, very fragrant, like intensely fragrant late at night. That's when it gets pollinated. Let me see, what else can I show you that? Oh, here we have all our avocados. I mean, they're growing so low this year, which I love it because that way they don't get damaged. See? These get very, very big once they're fully ripened. I think August is their peak month. But we have a lot of different kinds. We have these awesome mangoes. These are delicious. The seed is flat. This year, last year we had a ton of mangoes. This year, some of the trees, like this tree here, gave a lot, but other trees are not giving too much. This one gave a lot compared to the other trees. Now the middle tree is always, you know, the one that gives us the most. And even this one this year. This one last year looked like a Christmas tree with ornaments everywhere. All right, let me see where we can go now. Well, this area is probably a mess. I told you I did not prepare for this. This area is a little sunken. Well, we call it sunken. It's not sunken, it's actually raised. But because the cucullata, these are called cucullata philodendron, cucullata, they overgrew their height, which I didn't think they were going to get this tall. And it hid the deck, which is what I wanted originally. I wanted to be a hidden deck. So people, when we have parties and get-togethers, oh, spider webs everywhere. Look, see? We haven't been back here. You can tell, you know, we seem to remember this space when we're going to have get-together party. Then we clean it all up and we paint it and it looks beautiful for a couple of months and then it gets back to this. Even though it doesn't look so bad. It could be worse. But see, everything is overgrown. It's not supposed to look like that. Especially all the spider webs and all that. But this is a nice, cute little area that we kind of like to hang out in. When we have like family or friends stay over, we do morning brunches here on Sundays. And as you can hear, it's usually this quiet. And it's Monday. It's not even weekend. It's a Monday. So I'm surprised no trucks driving through. It's just like, it's a perfect Monday. I know that's not the way the song goes, but it called for that. It's Monday, Monday. My mom used to sing that all the time. That's all I know about that song. Oh, all right, let me see. Now this is the view in our backyard. We have this little area here that is our like entertainment area when we have parties and things like that. We fix, that's our Luis built that oven. It's an actual wood oven to make pizza. You make it 5 minutes, it's done. It's really good pizza. And oh my God, he's got to unplug that. That's a mosquito haven. It's full of water. I want to tell him. And so there's the area we kind of light up at night. We add little lights and things, and it's really, really pretty. And you feel like you're like at last Halloween party, it looked like it was South Beach. It transported you. Now on this side, we have our monsteras that are now in blooming season. So look, and this is what you want to see, because you know what that means? We're going to have monstera fruit. Now, when I say we're going to have monstera fruit, I mean we're going to have it like in a year and a half from now. Here, look at all these flowers. She is giving so many flowers. So this is good because I hadn't seen any flowers and I was a little worried. Let me see. Oh yeah, mama. You guys are happy. I see, this is a tamarind tree, by the way. I had said it in my What's in Bloom. This is a tamarind tree. The wood on this tree is excellent for mounting plants and orchids, especially ferns and orchids. The wood is very porous. See, like an elephant skin. So the roots of an orchid will grab on very, very well to that. And the wood itself, when you cut it, it lasts eons. It's a very, very tough, strong piece of wood. It's a great, great piece of wood. So anyways, when we cut our branches, you know, I'll take some of them and I say, hey, you know what? We can do something with this. And I planted a bunch of little mini vandas, and in no time, they adapted to the wood, and the roots, it looks like it's been there for years, and it's only been a couple of months. So now that I see this, I don't know if there's I don't want to go in there because, you know, there are snakes. Not that they bite. I'm not afraid of getting bitten by a snake. I just don't want anything falling on me, because the snakes here are not poisonous. So there's more. There's, you know, they are. I love this. This is such a beautiful bush. I don't know what they call this, but it's a beautiful, beautiful bush. The red on this is just extravagant. And it has so many patterns. Look at this. And this stuff grows like weed. I cut it back, and in no time, it's already grown out again. I just love it because it has so many different colors. Look at this. And here in Florida, this is like a super, super easy to grow. If you guys have property here in Florida, this is an awesome plant to put, especially in the summer, because it becomes very very red with the sun. Now I want to show you guys this. This is where I keep my other dendrobiums from my friend David over at Morning Dove. This is his shared dream. This is one of those hard to find crosses that honestly, he's the only person I know that has it. I don't know of anyone else that has it. And if somebody has it now, it's because they're propagating it from him, from his own, because I've never seen this. Now, if you were told me that this was native to, I think, Australia, and that it has a name, but then when I looked, it didn't look the same. And then they said, well, maybe it's a seedling of the species, and I don't know. But no one has been able to really identify this dendrobium. And here's your opportunity, if you guys know this. I mean, it's beautiful. And it's a very large, I would say a very large growing dendrobium. The canes do stretch out very long. So if you have a small space, I do not recommend this one, because I placed this here 6 months ago. And look at this. Look how well it's taken. This tree is a poinsettia tree. Is it poinsettia? Is that what this is called? Flamboyant tree. Look how pretty the flowers are. You never see that from down the ground because they grow so high up. But it is a beautiful flower, and this is the fire red, because there's one that's orange and another one that's yellow, and then there's one I think that's purple. The yellow one we have across the street, I was gonna say. I think it's that one. No, it's not that one. That's not even a flamboyant. But anyway, this here is my invention to see, not my invention, my test tube to see how well these grow on this tree. All right, let's see. What else can I show you? Well, I have some orchids on my areca trees, but nothing in there is blooming. I know the grass feels very luscious. And there's my little girl, Angel. Hey, Angel. Angel. How you doing, Mama? How you doing? How's everything in the other side? She gets all sassy. Look at her. What do you want? What do you want? I gotta hit that wall with some pressure cleaner. My God, this rainy season, this happens every year. You know, guys, it's wonderful to live in a ranch. It's nothing like it. You know, I've been a city boy most of my life. There's nothing like living in your own little private Idaho and having, you know, all this space to walk around and have your own freedom. But it comes with a big price. And that price is you never stop. There's always something to clean. And then you clean something that looks great. And then when you turn around, what you had cleaned 2 months ago, now it's dirty, so you have to go back. By the time you finish that one, then the other one's already, it's like that. You know, when it's only 2 people. That's why people who lived in ranches and farms would have a lot of kids. Because that's how you could maintain it. So anyway, this here is my mamey tree. This is a wonderful fruit. This fruit, oh my God, this tastes so good. It's pinkish on the inside. And when you want to know if they're ready, here, let me see. This one looks like, you scratch the top, and if it's green, it's not ready. If it's pink salmon, it's ready. What does that say? It's ready. So anyways, this is a wonderful fruit. I love it. It's fibrous. Some people don't like it because of the fiber. It doesn't bother me. The fiber doesn't bother me at all. So anyways, this big massive tree here, I chopped it up a couple of years ago and it just took off even more. So I have fruits, mamey fruit everywhere. And mamey tends to be on the pricey side, even though we don't sell it. Now this here, I don't have the tag. I know it's tagged there somewhere. But this I bought at a plant show, exotic plant show. And look at the color, it's white. It's not yellow. And when it gets really, really big, and it looks like a monstera leaf. When I saw it online, it's beautiful. The leaf gets like really massive. So I did what I told you. I put the pot there to acclimate it. And look, not too long ago, I noticed it was climbing up and already getting fenestrations. I think that's what it's called. Fenestrations, when it gets those, like the monstera, the cuttings, like the Swiss cheese. So she's loving it there. So I can't wait for this to get big, because that's going to be a show, because all that yellow turns into paper white. So it's very white and green. All right, my friends, I think we're done here. I don't think we have anything else but to show you my beautiful bench from David. Yes, David from Morning Dove, who has the Cher's Dream Dendrobium. He builds these. And this was a beautiful gift from a viewer of mine, Yoli. And it just fits so perfectly here in the yard. It's like the cherry on top of a cake, you know? It's perfect. Bling! It's just really, really pretty. See, you don't see the sitting area. It's completely covered. It's camouflage, and that's how we wanted it. All right, so that completes my walk today. I didn't show you everything because it was just too much, but I think this is enough to show you how the yard or the garden has been improving. My dream is to have a botanical garden, like a mini botanical garden. I think You know, it's a lot of work and it takes years, but it can be achieved. Now let's turn this around. All right, guys, so I decided to do a voiceover while I can show you here what I did. I cleaned up all that weed that was surrounding the Arachnus orchid, and I actually divided it and brought it down, kind of filling it up a little bit more, giving it better shape. And on the adjacent tree, I did the same thing. I got rid of all the weed. I pulled everything by hand, by the way. It was easier that way, and that way you have more control of the detail. Now, as I pull away, you can actually see through the trees. Before it was kind of blocking, and if you notice under the trees, see those pavers? I had placed those pavers. They were already there, but you couldn't see them before. If you go back on this video, you'll notice that what you saw was I call it pebble weed, but that's not the name. I bought it in a I think it was Home Depot, in a pot, and it just kind of just took off in my yard, and it's so hard to control, but it's quite easy to clean up and pull out. It doesn't really stick to the ground. So back here, originally, when I didn't even want to show you guys this, but it was so congested with leaves. It was so dirty, and I was able to clean everything out. So each section now, it's its own little private environment instead of spilling out over the edge of the pavers. It's kind of perfectly trimmed, like a frame on an art piece. And then I actually cleaned up this whole area where my white greenhouse is. This area in here going in was so embarrassing. It was filled with leaves, and it just had gotten out of control. Now this area you guys do remember, and even though I kind of like the rustic look, it only lasted a couple of days before I cleaned it all out. So at least now it feels a little bit less congested as before. And I turned the camera around now here, showing you a better angle. See, it's so much better. You could actually see the design on the floor. You don't have all that weed stuff growing all around, and the actual plants are appreciated. This area took me a little bit longer because it was a lot more involved. But as I was working that area, I was more and more inspired because I can see it just transforming before my eyes. And I'm going to show you now a pile. Here's a pile of everything I pulled out from under those circular areas. I also cut a bunch of the pothos that grow around the trees. They were just out of control. So I just placed it all. I'm going to put a tarp over this and actually turn this into compost, because that'll make for very good composting. But I got to tell you, all in all, it just, my body feels it now, but it was worth it. Because now I look at my whole area and it just looks so pretty when you see the trimmings like that. And it'll last a while before I have to clean it again. But, you know, it's not like one of these things that is just going to stop magically growing. I'm going to always have to clean them out. But I'm very happy with the way everything turned out. All right, that is it. That is the end of today's walkabout. I hope you guys enjoyed what I had to show you. I didn't realize how many things has grown, because you don't really pay attention, but now that I was walking with you guys and really looking, I was like, wow, that has grown. Like especially the Skindaxis that grew up the tree, with little leaves that you see. That one's grown a lot. I didn't realize it was so high up. So, and just like my Arachnus back here, I need to get to work with that. But anyways, guys, thank you for taking this walk with me. Let me know what you think. Give me your thoughts, because remember, with your thoughts, I create my channel. I don't just focus on what I want to show you. I like to hear the general public, because if it's one person asking for a very specific thing, you know, unless it makes a lot of sense, yes, but you know, I go by the general public, what you guys ask me, you know, because I've watched videos that sometimes a specific thing bothers me but doesn't bother anybody else. I'm not gonna like put my 2 cents in just because it bothers me, because that's me, it's not them. It's me, it's not you. So anyway, and also when you guys leave a like, it helps the channel. When the people are clicking to search, it helps the channel be in the forefront, which I was just told that the more people like, the better the channel grows. And that means that monetarily the channel will do better, and I could do more videos and take more trips. So anyways, thank you all. Again, I always say this because it's a very, in these times, it's very, very, very generous for you guys to be giving to my channel, to super thanks. I truly, truly appreciate it. I don't take it for granted at all. Every time I see a super thanks, it's like I feel butterflies in my heart, because I know that these times it's hard for anybody to even go shopping for groceries. So let alone donate to my channel. So anyways, I will see you next time. My name is Nelson. You are watching Nature Now. And remember to always, always keep it green. I will see you next time.